You've probably spent a good chunk of time scrolling through endless specs, trying to figure out if any of those ultra-bright or waterproof claims actually matter for the backyard cinema you've been dreaming about. The truth is, most people just want a TV that will actually work when the sun's beating down, that can survive a few rainstorms, and that doesn't feel like a gamble after they've paid a premium. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When I first started looking into outdoor TVs, the biggest hesitation I felt was the risk of buying a flashy screen that ends up being a paperweight in the shade or a soggy mess after a summer thunderstorm. I talked to a few folks who tried mounting regular indoor sets on a patio. One of them told me his screen fogged up after a light drizzle, and another said the picture was washed out the moment the sun rose. Those stories made me realize that the real value in an outdoor TV isn't the resolution or the built-in speakers, it's the durability and visibility under real-world conditions. The SYLVOX 55-inch Pool Pro 3.0 is positioned squarely in that sweet spot. It's marketed as a commercial-grade, year-round outdoor entertainment solution, and the headline numbers 2000 nits of brightness and an IP56 rating are meant to reassure you that this isn't just a regular TV with a raincoat slapped on. In practice, what that means is you can set it up beside your pool, on a covered patio, or even in a small outdoor CAF, and still get a clear picture when the sky is clear or when a light shower rolls through. First, let's talk about the brightness. 2000 nits is a level you normally only see in high-end digital signage. In a sunny backyard, that translates to a picture that stays readable even when the sun is high in the sky. I tested the screen on a bright Saturday afternoon, positioned it about 12 feet from the viewing spot, and the colors stayed punchy while the contrast held up. You can actually watch a football game without squinting or having to shade the screen with a tarp. That's a big win if you plan to use the TV for daytime events like pool parties, kids' birthday gatherings, or a small outdoor restaurant that wants to keep diners entertained while they eat. The IP56 rating is another practical point. IP56 means the unit is protected against powerful water jets and dust ingress. In plain English, a brief rain shower or the occasional splash from a pool won't short the electronics. I left the TV running through a light rain, and it didn't miss a beat. No flickering, no shutdown warnings. For owners in humid climates or places where sudden storms are common, that peace of mind is worth a lot more than a higher resolution on paper. Now, the smart TV side. SYLVOX bundles a proprietary smart platform that pulls in the usual streaming apps: Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime, and a few others. It's not as expansive as the major platforms you get on a Roku or an Android TV, but the interface is simple enough that you can navigate with a remote or even a voice-controlled assistant if you link it to your smart home hub. In my test, launching a YouTube video took a couple of seconds, and the playback was smooth. If you're a power user who expects a full suite of apps, you might feel a little limited, but for casual movie nights or streaming a live sports feed, it does the job without the clutter of endless menus. One practical trade-off that shows up with any outdoor unit is the weight and mounting requirement. The 55-inch model is a solid slab, not a lightweight wall-mountable panel. It needs a sturdy, preferably weather-sealed mount that can handle the weight and the wind load. If you're a DIY enthusiast, you'll want to make sure your mounting surface, whether it's a concrete patio slab or a reinforced wall, can bear the load. For many buyers, that means calling a professional installer, which adds to the overall cost. It's something to factor in if you were hoping to bolt it yourself over a weekend. Speaking of cost, the SYLVOX isn't cheap, and that's intentional. You're paying for the bright display, the waterproofing, and the commercial-grade components that keep it running for years. If you're on a tight budget, there are cheaper indoor TVs that you could try to weatherproof yourself, but you'll be betting on a lot of DIY hacks that often fail after a season. The value of SYLVOX comes from its engineered reliability, which can save you from having to replace the unit every few years, something that actually adds up. Who should consider this TV? If you have a dedicated outdoor space that you use year-round, think a poolside lounge, a covered patio, a garden gazebo, or a small commercial venue like a coffee shop with outdoor seating. This model checks the boxes. It's especially appealing if you plan to watch daytime content, host events, or simply want a screen that won't become a liability after a